Hey, I'm Tracy Burns here with my dear friend Elizabeth McDonald. We're going to talk about 3 stories that are really trending out there. Tell you what we think, whether or not you should care, and you tell us, of course, whether you care at all. First one, Al Sharpton back in the press again. Okay, so by now you know what's going on. Sony Pictures hacked. A lot of emails out there. A lot of personal information got hacked out there. Co-chair Amy Pascal, of course, under a lot of pressure for this. And there were some emails from her that alluded to President Obama's race, and many will say they were racist, Lizzie. So now
it's about the movies, about
right,
movies
Django and things like that.
Yeah.
Right. So Al Sharpton now is making a lot of noise, saying she's racist and all this bad stuff, and potentially maybe calling for her resignation.
The last person to be involved that should be anywhere near this is Al Sharpton. I'm not sure why Al Sharpton even has an MSNBC show.
Right.
He fabricates, he lies, he embellishes, he ignores the facts to prevent grievance and even violence. He was nowhere near Ferguson, Missouri. He jumped in there. And by the way, Tracy, there's no greater violation of civil rights than to have your business torched out from under you, or to lose your life in one of these riots that are instigated by the likes of Al Sharpton, a known tax cheat, and a guy who is yet to apologize to Stephen Pagonis over the Tawana Brawley gang rape accusations. He defamed and libeled, Stephen Pagonis. So, but getting back here to this issue at hand, Amy Pascal does not have to meet with Al Sharpton.
She does not. And truth of the matter is, you wonder now, is he going to pull a Jesse Jackson? Because Jesse Jackson goes to all these places he doesn't like, asks for money for his charitable organization, and then says, oh, okay, everything's okay.
Yeah, that's right. So, Amy Pascal can reach out to Kevin Hart or the administration. And keep Al Sharpton away. He's an intrusion on the national consciousness.
Amen.
He is about igniting social strife and civil unrest. He is not about calming the waters or about helping people with civil rights.
So should you care about Al Sharpton? No, we certainly don't. Okay, moving on. Russia not having a good year. Started out with the Ukraine. Now we have oil and gas. Oil and gas, 67% of Russia's exports, about 50% of the federal budget. With oil down at $60, Lizzie, you got inflation looking anywhere from 6 to 8%, and the economy's contracting. So what does Vladimir Putin do besides go bonkers?
This is what happened with the breakup of the Soviet Union.
Right.
They saw, oil prices also, the drop in oil prices slammed the Soviet Union. Hyperinflation happened, and then, Russia went into default.
Right.
So what is happening now? Russia's now saying their economy could contract even further by 4.5% next year if oil sticks at $60 or below. So what we're seeing is a rise in corporate defaults. Their debt is denominated in U.S. dollars. As the ruble goes down, that's a problem. Inflation is going up. And you're going to see now Russia's Vladimir Putin, Tracy, basically do a lot more saber-rattling, accusing stock market or currency speculators, just like you saw the president of Malaysia accuse his country's problems on currency speculators during the Asian debt crisis of the late 90s.
A lot of people, Lizzie, saying, okay, low gas prices, a boom to the consumer. It's a tax break, so to speak, right? But do you worry about the ramifications here that Russia could do something, like he could get pissed off and do something bad?
The problem with Russia is they never diversified their economy away from oil and gas. So much of their economy is dependent on oil and gas. And I'll tell you, what's going on with Russia, it is like the economic sanctions on steroids, as one pundit said, when you have the drop in oil. So it's sanctions and also oil price drop. But it's mostly the oil price drop is slamming them.
Bottom line, you should care about Russia, 1, because Vladimir Putin is crazy, and 2, because this continued slide could have ramifications globally. Okay, Lizzie, 40%... Americans are 40% poorer today than they were before the recession. This, of course, is according to a study that was done recently. Look, you have stagnant wages. And then, believe it or not, with housing improving, that's like a double whammy, because I'm not making more money, but housing prices are going up. Now I really can't afford it.
Yeah, it's tough. And then you have we have Senator Chuck Schumer saying it was a mistake for the administration to focus on health reform. When you were saying this 5 years ago, Tracy, everyone was saying this, focus on economic growth, get the jobs back into this country.
Right.
Don't be about only your legacy or changing a sixth of the economy. Focus on jobs in the economy. When you had an historic economic collapse like we did, a balance sheet recession, which is really rare.
When you feel 40% poorer, though, than you did in 2007, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to go out. You don't want to spend money. So the economy will stay stagnant.
It's really pretty hard, right?
Yeah.
So, we feel for our citizens. Should you care about that? Yeah. You should care about all these stories, by the way.
You should totally care.
But you shouldn't care about Al Sharpton.
Don't ever care about Al Sharpton. But we get it, man. It's Christmas time, holiday season, too. It's so hard when you just feel like you got no change left in your pockets. All right. That's what we think. Tell us what you think on Twitter. #ShouldYouCare. Thanks for watching.